out of your discussion? The Jifunze, the TAL team has been the TAL. We have heard of TAL for so long. What next now? Karibu? Who is that person going to give us that reflection? Oh, you didn't discuss. Yes. Give us your key takeaway.
Yeah, there were so many efforts to make sure that children with the problems in elementary literacy, the problem should be eliminated, because we would not like to continue seeing that children to Form 1, Form 2, and some other higher levels from Standard 3 are reaching at those levels without having, with the problems with elementary literacy. So we have seen that one of the best way of eliminating this problem is employing teaching at the right level methodology. And this, according to those who have implemented it, has been seen that this is one of the, should I say one of the, or it is the best way of eliminating this problem. The good thing with it is it involves all the stakeholders, education stakeholders, from the district level to the community there.
Good.
And yeah. For example, of course, we are advocating it so that it can be taken over by the higher government authorities, putting it into curriculum so that it can be used in teacher education institutions and so on. But as we are now doing them in the district levels, we involve the district authorities, telling them that this is the other way of eliminating this elementary literacy problem. And once they accept them, they give us cooperation in making sure that the schools are accepting the methodology, and it is also going to be applied there. And the results then are very fruitful. Of course, there were, as I have said, that there were so many efforts to doing away with this problem, but it has ended up into nothingness. But with TAL, things were.
Thank you, Ngamange. We highlighted pedagogy as one of the issues with teachers, and that, I think that can address that. And what next is actually a big question for this. In the next 5 years, what do we do? I'm not sure if I've been following on teachers' continuous professional development that's being done by TAI. There was an earmark to kind of see how TAL can be actually integrated into that program for in-service teachers. So it could be an act of following up to see if it has been really integrated or it's just an idea, right? Okay, good. Thank you. So allow me to, I don't want to take a round of questions. Allow me to go to a second part, last part I could say, on the closing remarks. So let's get back and hear some of these remarks. Can you have a reflection? Karibu. Edo, where are you?
I didn't want to talk, but I was listening to the TAL, and I think there are some key minimums that was coming up that they've not presented, and I think is important. One, they were saying that they found that it works if you shows the parents of the child the level of difficulty they have in understanding numeracy and literacy to engage them. So I think that's a minimum that is important for how to address that. But they also said that not like having more like a targeted group that you work with in some schools so that you actually do this process and be able to compare with other schools that you are not doing it. It's helpful to be able to generate the evidence that you want to use to influence. But they also said that it is important that you choose teachers that you engage within TAL as a process, teachers who are willing and have interest. And this is something that we've already proven in professional development programs across Tanzania with teachers, that sometimes we just go and decide that we are working with all teachers. But it's only teachers who have interest and are willing to take a new approach to pedagogy that will carry it forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken, for that quick reflection. You're quite a critical friend who can tell us the truth whenever it has to be taught. So, team TDS, team teachers, please, congratulations, and we need to see more coming out of that. So for now, we'll switch into the closing. We heard a lot from our outgoing country leaders, and we have enjoyed listening from the story, sharings, and a lot to learn also. So I'll call upon the. Should I start with Kenya? Uganda will not be jealous. Okay, Team Kenya, please. 2 minutes. Sam, Nganga, and my friend Maggie. Unasemaje Nganga? Okay, karibu.
RELI Tanzania, oye. RELI Tanzania, oye. Watu wa lives bado siwasikii. Kelele. We are very honored to be here today. It's been 3 days, and I just want you to turn to your neighbor and ask them, how does it feel to be 5 years old? If you don't have a neighbor, find one. Let me repeat my instruction now that people are not listening to me. Turn to your neighbor and ask them, how does it feel to be 5 years old? We are not talking to each other. RELI oye. RELI oye. All right, wonderful. So, one, we are deeply honored for you to have agreed to host us as your guest. It is rarely you join a convening where you sit and you learn. When the three of us are standing here, we know how Gaudens is feeling right now. He wants us to end, we go home, but he can rest. So it has been a very rich learning experience. And I love the way Sister took us back to 5 years and how we've grown, including the quality of photos. So that should tell you just what growth means. Hata quality ya picha yenyewe imebadilika, sio? So I know we have very little time. So one is a big congratulations to the outgoing leaders for a job well done, and a huge welcome to the incoming leaders. We look forward to working alongside you together to build each other. And I had a few pointers, but now that we have a little time and all three of us would like to say something, I want to set out one challenge. And I want to acknowledge our country facilitators. If we can, wherever you are, please just give these guys a hand. They have done something that I wish we can pick up. They have found a way to work together, alongside each other, and to coordinate us. These guys talk to each other probably once or twice a week, if I'm not wrong. They are friends. See you. And I want them to challenge us in the leadership to start talking to each other. Are we up to the task? Only Noela tu ndo anaitikia. She's ready to speak to others regionally. The other is still not sure. But I think one of the challenges, even in the different groups nimeweza kuingia, is we're all doing very amazing work in Tanzania. And I think it's high time. We're now mature enough. We can start learning from each other across borders. Here. So I want to challenge the facilitators to organize us. They have a better idea of what our ideas are coming out and how we can and where we can connect. So I think the one challenge to us is let's collaborate a bit better. And I think from where I sit in leadership, I am ready to work towards that. I know Modern is not here, but I'm sure Emmanuel will pass the message. Let's talk to each other and see how we can build a stronger and a more intentional collaborative relationship. Gordon's, well done. Let me hand over now to my bosses to speak.
Assalamu alaikum. Bwana asifiwe. Kwa majina ni Margaret Wawira. I think I really don't have much to say, but I thank you for welcoming us and feeling like we're at home. I noticed even during lunchtime, if I go and sit alone, someone was coming to make sure that I have someone to talk to during lunchtime. So we felt at home. It's been an extremely deep learning experience, learning from the conversations, learning from listening to the sessions, just a lot of learning on how Tanzania works, how RELI Tanzania is, and who the RELI members are. So asanteni sana, and I look forward to working with all of you together.
Good afternoon. Mimi pia ningependa kuchukua fursa hii kuungana na wenzangu kwa kusema hongera sana for the team in Tanzania for putting together this amazing and very, very informative workshop. I don't want to look like I'm giving a speech after the Kenya country lead. I might have problems in my flight back. So, but as we were getting back after the SIGs, I think Kapinga just challenged me to give a very brief reflection on what I've probably observed in the last 3 days. And of course, I know that organizing such a convening, if it's a nightmare in Kenya, it's probably 3 times a nightmare in Tanzania, just looking at the geographic spread and how the many organizations come from where they come. But I think what I would like to say, just building up on what Sister Grace talked about, the 5 years, and the deep question that Nganga has asked us at 5 years, if you are a human being, what is life supposed to look like? And I think the journey after 5 years has been manifest in the presentations that we've seen here, the reflections about the experience, the areas and the admission of the areas where we have not done very well. And therefore, I think there is quite a lot to consolidate in terms of the lessons, in terms of our potential of what we can be able to do. And in the coming days, of course, we definitely will need to use these experiences and these lessons to be able to move forward by probably being more deliberate about how we collaborate, probably being more deliberate about how we learn from each other and how we learn within our sector. And I think one of the things that has been manifest is people who have been able to stay the course. I also believe very strongly that from 2017 to now, at 5 years, of course, we all have made a decision on whether we think this network is important or not. Some of us are here because we believe this network is important and this is the network of the future. So probably we need to change our level of commitment, probably become more proactive, and probably be able to explore and come up with ways that make us make a living mark in the sector. My final reflection is that I realized that the objectives of RELI, 5 years on, I think we all still seem to agree that those objectives are still very valid. When we were talking about the vision and the head of our robot, which some teams didn't do very well in creating. I think one thing that was apparent, the issue of access, the issue of quality, and the issue of inclusion, having all children getting a good education is something that reverberates across, even in Kenya. When we talked about the values, I think the values were still very relevant from the teams. Of course, the biggest question was accountability. How do we make ourselves more accountable in future, and whether we want to make that as a value? And so mine is really to thank you very much for hosting us, and just to say we've been able to learn quite a lot and look forward to greater times, and to thank the team that has led RELI up to now, and of course welcome and congratulate the team that is coming in. Asanteni sana. Mungu wabariki.
Thank you, the leadership team from Kenya. I would welcome Emmanuel. You are representing Uganda now. Modern has to leave area because his flight is actually this time, right? He's probably on the flight now.
Thank you, Gaudens. And it's hard to speak after my hustlers from the neighborhood. I don't know if they are hustlers, but before that, I just want us to a big hand clap to Gaudens. Yeah, for taking care of us. Thank you very much. And just to say that I'm humbled to represent the RELI Uganda leadership, and officially I wish to thank RELI TZ leadership for extending the invite. I was in this very hotel in 2020, but doing other things. So incidentally, when I was speaking with Gaudens, I told him, where are we? Only to end up here. That's not the issue. The issue is that this opportunity has given me an insight into my job. You can imagine that all of us facilitators, we're connected, but we are also trying to figure out what exactly is our job and how do we execute it well. So being here and seeing Gaudens lead this and also connecting was a huge, huge opportunity. And also the learning. I will take away the smiles of the values and life skills team. Incidentally, they still sit next to one another. Those smiles are very energetic. They are very energizing. And what I've also discovered is that there's a soul about RELI. It's not just a network. It's really people that are very passionate, people that care, people that love to do what they are doing. And that is really motivating for us that are relatively new to see the amount of time you people have invested in this. So thank you very much. And finally, to just commit to doing that job of facilitating learning and connecting. In as much as possible, try to return the favor. So possibly see some of you in Uganda one of these days. I was talking to some people that they have been very common. But we look forward certainly to engaging in the future. And we also wish you all the best in the next years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Emmanuel. I don't know. I wasn't able to count how many times you mentioned my name. Probably that is too much. This work has been a collaboration. So many efforts have been into this, and so many people have actually invested so much energy, the leadership team, the support from the hub and everyone. So at this moment, what next? Well, we have so much to do moving forward. So I want to call upon Joyce. Joyce, are you there? Yeah, she's there. Yes. Here we see. So I will call upon Joyce to give us also her remarks. So Joyce, I know I've brought to you shortly, but let me say this. We have the new leadership in place, and we had to switch a bit the program, and we did it in the morning. So we have two powerful ladies again in place, Khadija and Devota. So we have had session of, giving thanks from Sister Grace and Mariam. I know you could have joined at that moment. Probably you were there. So I'll ask you to, give us, your wise words as we envision moving forward. We have done a lot of work over these 3 days, and you have been able to join in some sessions. And we still have a lot of work to do moving forward, building on what has been done. Karibu, Joyce.
Hey, thank you very much, Gaudence. I just wanted to say we have been listening the last 3 afternoons to the work that you are doing and have been trying to do. And I wanted to congratulate you for a great meeting, and also for really starting to, moving stuff to the next point. It was very heartwarming to hear Sister Grace talk about how RELI started and your journey. And then it reminded me that also a life was born in Tanzania as well, in that hotel, Ramada Inn. I think that is where a life was born. And without going into too much detail, this work has taken hours and hours of time. And I wanted to recognize everybody for the efforts that you have all put to take RELI to this point. I don't think it would have been done if somebody was giving you a job description or asking you to do this. But this network is not about a job. This network is about us coming together and trying to move the agenda of children as a collaborative. We are all very busy doing what we do on our own, but I think RELI was born to give a voice to the children of Africa through the work that you do at that local level, in collaboration with governments and globally. And one could go on and on and on about what has been accomplished, but I thank you for your interest and collaboration and connection to make this happen. I think that many of you, it was just great to watch people who have never even presented in an international or, gathering. The last 2 years, RELI's presence in CIES was 50 people, then 30, then 20. For the last 3 years, we have seen a lot of interest from you and a lot of work being done and people moving out of their comfort zone to make this work reality. But I always go back to why do we do this? And this is support that should be going directly to children. But we believe that by supporting you to collaborate and work together and push the agenda of children in different spaces, that you can scale this work, because we cannot get it done. What we do is so small, it is a drop in, and it's like a drop in an ocean. And so I think moving forward, that is what should motivate us to do this, because we all can get money from elsewhere. We all can do things, and we are getting money from elsewhere. And our funding is ending in another 1 or 2 years. So I think what has happened here defines the future of RELI. I want to thank the leaders, Dr. Mariam and Dr. Sister Grace, and the ones before that, and also the ones who started this whole journey. And this thing stands or falls on thematic groups. And that for me has been, the main focus, because without them, we don't have anything to talk about. But we have something to talk about because we are building evidence, a role that Ken has played with such commitment and just such ability that I believe all of you have something to say about your programs in a way that you did not speak about them before. And others that are not in the room, the role of APHRC, the role of well-made strategy, the role of others who came in the process and are all gone. And, still talking and being very positive about RELI. So I can't go through everybody or say much about what has been done. It's been a lot. And I must say at a personal sacrifice. But now, I think we are at a very defining moment for RELI in all three countries. Congratulations for registration of RELI, but the job just began. And then, it was just such a heartwarming thing for those of you who are watching. This Catalyst Award was totally unexpected. And it is because of the work that you all have been doing. But now that puts you in a place, a very uncomfortable space, because you have to also showcase what you are about. And so I just feel like it's a new chapter, but a very difficult new chapter, where now our commitment will either be, it is there or it is not there. And so I really hope that I was thinking about something that I shared with you, I think when we were having physical meetings, face-to-face meetings, that about these people who went through a valley and they were told to collect whatever they have at night. And they were told you will be sorry when you get to the other side, or you will be happy. And I think they didn't know what they were collecting. So some people took it very lightly and decided, collecting rocks in the river, what kind of nonsense is this? Others just said, I don't know what it would look like, but I'm collecting it. I think when they got to the other side and the daylight came and some people were dancing about their rubies that they had collected, while others were saying, I wish I knew. I would have grabbed more of the stuff, but now I don't have the opportunity to go back. So the next 2 years are in the valley, doing the real work, getting structures established, getting our commitment out in the open. Am I in? This is a voluntary network. Am I in? Am I out? And what are we willing as organizations and as individuals to give to RELI to make it work? I think the individual organizations will continue getting funding from many other donors. We don't know how long it is going to take to get money for RELI directly as an institution. Although, if you put your efforts together, you can just see what has happened with that life. That was an interest group that wanted to do something together. And now they are not worrying about will we be here when Wellspring leaves or not. TAL is there, and TAL has amazing potential. You have the parental engagement. You have the other, the LCT, the stuff that is around there, around technology and other things. I don't want to say much about it. And then, equity and inclusion, where we stand to make lasting impact on the children in the region. Something that we are focused on, we are committed to, we are doing and can continue to do. But the job is too big and cannot be done by a foundation. So the next 2 years, are we going to pick rubies or not? Because we have funding. I believe that all of you are doing such credible work. Funding cannot be a problem, but it becomes a problem when self-interest and personal or organizational interest overtakes this. We can go further together, and we have proved it. You have achieved so much, even as RELI Tanzania. You have seen what coming together and working together can bring. And so I'm really very really charging you to decide what you want to do, how you want to do it, but we are committed the next 2 years to support what we can support. But it's you now to build your thing. You have built up to this point. Are you going to be committed to actually strengthen?
Just a minute. We cannot hear you. Are you on mute? No, you're not. Okay. Can we? Something went wrong on your side. Someone has been assigned in. Yeah. Is that wrong? It's connected? Yes. It's back. Huh? She's not on mute. It's this computer that is on mute. Hmm? What is happening? That PC is not on Zoom. You want me to use this one? Ready? Okay. Yes, go ahead. Hello, Joyce. Hope you're still with us. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, please go ahead. Go ahead. The system is working.
Okay. I don't even remember at what point you stopped hearing me, but I was just saying that we are at a very critical moment in RELI right now, where we just got registered, but that means the work is beginning, and it is going to be important what we do with what we have got. And the allegory or the example of what people pick from the valley is meant to really say where you take this process in the next 2 years is going to be critical, and how you engage, your commitment to build together. All the other work is going to go on with organizations, but really Africa will not go on without your personal commitment and willingness to give to it even more than you have given so far. And I know you can't imagine that. But now the work of institutional building starts, but you have support to do that. And that support can be used wisely or it can be squandered. So it's really up to you to figure out where you want to take RELI Tanzania. Stephanie and I are committed to do whatever it takes to support you in whichever ways we can support you. But it's really the ball is in your court to work as a country and also to collaborate with the region. I must say, I am convinced the world is ready for you, but you cannot go as different fronts when you get there. We were proud to support the Global Forum, the one that was done by Schools 2030. We supported that meeting to highlight the work that you are doing. And those opportunities have to be used very wisely to promote that is where your funding is going to be coming from. That is where also you are going to be showcasing what is it that you are doing. And I think one of you mentioned that some of your organizations were not known to anybody before RELI. And but now they are known. But if you go alone, you won't get there. But if you go as RELI Tanzania will also lift your organization. So it is a gift that keeps giving. People can see what you are doing together, and that is what has been the impact of the work that you have done so far. So I just want to congratulate you and the new leaders and just wish you all the best. We repeat our commitment, and we will continue to do what we can. But now our eyes are laser focused on RELI Africa, not one country, the three of you. And really, we have had 5 years to sort whatever we need to sort so that we can actually, 5 years, the child is moving and walking. And so we welcome you to the members to tell us where we should take RELI, and it will be our pleasure to continue to support you. So I don't have to say, I hope the strategic plan is on track and that you will be able to really give it all what you have got. Thank you for showcasing the robots yesterday. I'm hoping that all those ideas, great ideas that came up, will be able to get you where you want to go. And we are serious, and we hope you are. And from what we have seen the last 3 days, you are serious as well. One person won't do. This is not Gaudens or the leaders, the leadership team's work. Everybody is critical to RELI Africa. And so you cannot minimize or say, oh, I don't care, or I won't attend, somebody else will go. No. This is calling us to now stand up, not because it is comfortable, not because we feel like, but because of the children of Tanzania. If that is not what wakes you up every morning, then we are just only having some good time here. So I just, that is what wakes me up every morning. That is what keeps me going, even when there are so many challenges. And I think we need to embrace the fact that, running networks is a very difficult job because somebody is being asked to step down from their high position to merge with each other so that you can create a force together to move forward, to achieve a goal that you cannot achieve alone. So I want to stop because of time, And also, I know it is late in the day, and wish you all the best, and also confirm that we will do what we are able to do to support you, to move RELI Tanzania ahead. But you define it, you make it or not make it happen. The ball is totally now, completely, even more than before, in your court. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joyce. That is so powerful. And thank you very much for your commitment and always being ready to support. So for now, are the claps enough? Another round, please. That's for you, Joyce and Stephanie and the team right there. So what I'll do now is actually to call Adija and Devota and Sister Gracia, Mariam and Sister Grace. We want to do the symbolic handover, and then Hadija will say a closing word. Karibuni hapa mbele. Yeah, bring them up with some bunge claps. Okay. Thank you very much. I will close this so that just. Do you want to stand here so that you can get a good photo? Yeah. Okay. Good. So. You're good for this. Yeah. Okay. Good. So. What we see here as actually the outgoing leadership and the new leadership, the country leads. So we have all affirmed that we are moving forward, and so things have to change. Symbolically, the outgoing leadership will hand over the RELI logo to the new leadership team, and then Adija will say a closing word, accepting that role, and then close this convening. Karib sana, Adija and Devota. One of you will have to speak. Will you agree? You are called it, so you can speak, both of you, or one. Karibuni sana. We have to see the logo on this side. Okay. Karibuni. Okay, thank you very much. Because we have heard a lot today, I will give this mic to Hadija. You can just step closer. And then give us your words, a bit of, whatever has come up to you taking this role. And then we will close officially. Karibu.
Thank you so much. Mimi naomba nishuke na sote tushuke chini. And if everyone can please stand up and let's come together in a circle. I think this is the way that I would like for us to close this day in a note of collective movement, collective leadership, collective everything. Everything that we do together. So if we can, in whatever way we can, all come in a circle. So that we can, naomba tufanye duara. Let's come in a circle. Let's try and make as big of a circle as Sabrina. Hapo sio duara hiyo ma. Alafu nyinyi ndeni sogeni hivi kidogo. If we can hold hands, that would be even better, so that we know that everybody is connected. This is a big circle. Exactly. Okay, come together, everybody. I think we all need to be paying attention. Najua kwamba siku imeisha, lakini tuishie convening yetu tukiwa tuko pamoja. Kama tunaweza tukakamata mikono, that would be even great. Naomba tuje pamoja wote. Kama kuna disconnect popote, naomba tuizibe. Okay. Oh. Yes, please come together in a circle. Okay. Please, let's come together. And for me, the closing words, first and foremost, I'd like to start with really, really thanking the organizers of this convening. I think we can't say enough that this was a fantastic 3 days. It went together very well. It was very well organized. So naomba kwanza tuwapongeze sana, 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 country facilitator, country lead, na wote waliokuwa wameandaa. Kila mwaka, how I think every year we get better and better. Last year convening was in Dodoma, and then when we were face to face, it was fantastic. And then we went virtual last year. It was great. And today we came face to face again, and we set the bar even higher. Thank you so much to the communications team that has been getting us, visible. They've been doing a fantastic job. So thank you to them and to Deta for the logistics that she's handled, to keeping us here. Thank you so much to her and to the hub and everyone. Yes, so that's first. And then second, of course, is WPF. Mama Joyce, Dr. Joyce, thank you. We can't thank you enough for the leadership that you've provided us, for continuing to shine and to help us to see where we're going and what we can do. That is the continued leadership that we hope to strive to be able to do and achieve that vision that I think you see so clearly. And I hope that each and every one of us can take those things that you've handed over to us. One of the things that I really carry away with is the metaphor that she just gave us, that we all have the opportunity to grab a jewel, to grab something from the valley that we can take through so that we can come to the other side and make something even better. So I think I would like to end is if each and everyone can reflect on what we take away from today's convening. What is our jewel? What is our special thing that we bring to RELI and that we're going to bring to RELI for the next 5 years and even beyond, that is going to help us to achieve the vision that we have. So please just keep that in your heart. Think about it, and in 5 seconds, we will all shout it together at one time, because we don't have time for everyone to say it. So we'll all shout it together, and let's walk away with that as what keeps us going and what keeps us striving. Me and Devota, we thank you so much for putting your faith in us, and we'll be together, and we'll go far because we all are here collectively to do this together. So thank you so much. So in 5 seconds, think about what it is that you carry with you and shout it out so that it can be something that can be manifested. Okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Collaboration! So thank you so much. I hope you all have a safe trip back home. And we will be coming together virtually. We will continue to meet. We will continue to do the work that we do in thematic groups. And then and we'll see each other next time. Thank you so much.
That was fantastic.